All right, everyone. Welcome again to the Friday Spotlight feature. I believe we can make a start now and let other participants join as they come. My name is Shivangi, and in today's Friday Spotlight feature, we are going to look at Teacher Portal, which is all about how the teachers can manage students' attendance, grades, and growth, everything within the mesh system itself. I believe a lot of you may already have the teacher portal as a portal attached to your mesh platform already. But if you do not, then it is a perfect opportunity for you to explore the feature and understand how it can enhance the business and improve the efficiency. For those who already have the teacher portal within their mesh platform, it's an opportunity for you to maybe explore some features in the system that may not be used fully. So we'll take this session as the fundamental session to understand what Teacher Portal can bring as a productivity to the mesh platform users or the teacher users. Within today's session, we will be looking at certain points that or certain areas where Teacher Portal can help you as a business or as an education provider. But before I take you any forward, yes, the session's being recorded and the recording will be shared along with the PowerPoint slides with all the users who are participating in the session. If you have any questions, please feel free to use the chat box and put your questions down with your email and college name if possible, so that if we cannot cover the questions in the session itself, we can reach out to you via support ticket later on. So having said that, let's make a start. So, as I said, the feature today in Spotlight is the teacher portal. So, first we'll have a feature overview to understand what the feature has to offer. And then all the points that you can see on this slide subsequent to feature overview are the points or the features or the areas that the teacher portal supports, which includes the profile management, institutional documents access, timetable management, student class attendance management, academic progress management, simplified communication. We'll also have a look on some of the optional modules that the teacher portal can be equipped with, depending on if you would like to use those features. And finally, the report generation functionality. So, what is Teacher Portal? So, as I said in the very first slide, think of it as an all in one toolkit for teachers to manage students' academic progress, attendance management, communication details, and everything under one big hub or umbrella. The teachers can use this portal to log in and update and view students' attendance details, track their progress, and mark work placement activities as well if needed. It also allows to communicate with ease within the students and teachers as well as within the admin staff of the college. So teacher portal more or less is a digital classroom command center for the trainers or the teachers, which eliminates the use for any manual data handling or data handling outside the system. So everything can be done online within the system itself, which cuts out the need for any printed papers or any sheets. With the feature overview, as we were looking in the previous slides, so these are some of the areas that the teacher portal can help you in developing the business and making the processes easier. The very first feature that we have is the profile management, or which is the user profile management. As a teacher, when you are logged into your system, you will be able to manage your own profile, which we will talk about in further slides. Second, we have accessing the institutional documents, any college documents that you have, how you can access them. Then we will have a look on the view class timetables, which is one of the most core features of the portal that the teachers can view and manage class timetables. The teachers also have a control on student attendance, which again is one of the basic and the most core functionalities of the portal. Academic progress management is another feature for the teacher portal that comes by default and is very handy for teachers to mark assessments for students. Finally, simplified communication, as I said before, helps you to communicate via emails or SMS with the students in the class as well as the admin staff of the college. The next three that you can see are optional modules, which is to access course or subject specific material. We'll explore it further in the upcoming slides. Timesheet management, which is another optional module and is quite handy in managing the timesheet and pay periods. And finally, we have the work placement activity management, which again is an optional module and is something to look at when you have students engaging in any sort of traineeship or apprenticeship. And finally, we have generation of reports, which we will talk about in the very last slide. So let's make a start with the first topic, which is the profile management. As a teacher, when you log into Mesh Trainer portal, the first option for you that you would be seeing is the profile management or manage profile. As the name suggests, this allows you to modify your own profile details within the mesh system, which includes updating the personal details. So the admin would set up the staff personal details and create a user login from the admin portal. But as a teacher user, when you log in, you have the ability to change those personal details as well as change the password. You can also set up an email signature, which can come in handy when you're sending emails from the mesh system. So instead of putting the signatures manually every time, you're able to set up email signatures in your portal as well. Finally, you can also record leave information and can also specify your availability for the admin users to view and schedule classes accordingly. This feature in particular comes in very handy when the teachers are working on semester period basis, or if the teachers have any sort of leaves coming on and would like to specify the period that they are unavailable for. So if you haven't yet explored those features under profile management and trainer portal, perhaps it is a time to just go there and see what are these features and how they can help. Moving on to accessing the institutional documents, which is the second feature of the teacher portal. As you can see in this image here, under View Document, you would be able to see a section as College Documents. These college documents are any documents that are uploaded by the college administration or from the admin or staff portal. So as you can see here, these documents will be listed down in a grid created as a hyperlink so that when you click on them, you would be able to download a copy of these documents. This comes in handy when there are some policies, guidelines, or any other material uploaded from the college that needs to be accessed by the teachers. You can also search for any documents. If you're looking for any particular document, you can put in the document name and try and search for that document. Otherwise, it will just be available in a list as it is available here on this image. Now let's move on to the class timetables, which is one of the most core features, as I said before. As a teacher, you're most concerned about student class timetables because that's one functionality that is the most important for you. Now, when you log into the mesh system, if you have any teaching arrangements with the college, you would be able to see the timetables as I have shown you in this image here. There is an option to view the timetables either weekly, monthly, or between the specified dates. Any timetables or any batches that you have scheduled for any present dates or future dates can be viewed. If you have specific campuses where the batches are located, then you would be able to specify the campus as well as to filter down the results. So the timetable view can give you an understanding to understand what other classes or what classes you have upcoming or what classes are the ones that you're currently teaching. Within the timetable, the next step is student attendance. As we have talked about a timetable is created for a class. As a teacher, when you're viewing the timetable and you're delivering lectures, you would also be marking attendance. So if you're not yet using the Mesh Trainer portal to mark attendance, maybe it's time to kind of explore the attendance feature in the system because it's quite solid in terms of how it can record attendance. As a trainer, when you log into the Mesh portal and go to the attendance entry page, you would have an option to mark daily student attendance or daily attendance role for the system, for the students. This daily attendance role will allow you to mark attendance for any students who are enrolled in the timetables or batches that you are teaching or you're assigned as a teacher to. You can mark attendance for current weeks, but you cannot mark attendance for past weeks. So future weeks. You cannot mark attendance for future weeks. So daily attendance allows you to mark attendance as you go for the sessions. Next option we have is the group attendance. Group attendance usually works when there is no class timetable, but you do have assessment groups. And if you are an assessor for that assessment group, you would be able to mark the group attendance for the students who are attending the assessment group as well. And finally, you also have the option to do the attendance taking in a traditional way, where you can print the weekly attendance sheet in a PDF format, or you can even print it on a paper and mark attendance. Once it is marked, once it is recorded in the PDF form or in a manual sheet, you're able to provide it to your admin staff and they can upload it in the system using the admin portal. Ideally, any attendance that you mark from your teacher portal will also start to appear in the admin portal so that the students can see the attendance from student portal in real time. After attendance, let's have a look on the academic progress management. This is another important concept for any teacher because as a teacher you may have students enrolled in classes where there are assessments created. You can mark assessment results for any student who is enrolled in a batch or who is enrolled in an assessment group. However, the teachers cannot log and approve and publish the assessment results. You can provide the marks, you can log the marks, but you will not be able to approve and publish the final results for the students. That has to be done by the admin users of the college or who have the certain permissions granted for the user roles. So as you can see under result management, you would be able to pull out the list of students who are enrolled in that batch or assessment group. And once the list is available, you are able to identify the scores that the student needs to receive. And once this data is uploaded by the teacher, it becomes available on the admin portal instantly, and then the admin staff can finalize the results. So these are the three most core features of the teacher portal. Another thing which can really help on teacher portal is the communication facility. As a trainer, you have an ability to send emails to students, and you can also send SMS to students if you do have the SMS integration available for your platform, which is an optional module. This email and SMS list will again pull out the students from your class timetables. You cannot send email communication to all students in colleges, but you can definitely narrow down the list based on the timetables or classes that you are teaching. The teachers can also add logs or diary entries for students. This is important in cases where you want to record a note for a student, and you can also identify if that log entry needs to be viewed by any other teacher. And finally, as a teacher, you can also send requests to college administration users for any specific requirement that you have or any feedback that you have. So you are able to communicate with the students as well as the admin staff using the trainer portal. Now let's have a look on some of the optional modules that the teacher platform can be equipped with. The features that we have discussed before this, which is timetable, attendance, assessment, institutional documents, profile management, and communication, they are the core features of the platform, and the platform comes equipped with them. But the features that we're going to talk about now or explore now are some of the optional modules that you may want to look at. Access course material. What this feature does is it allows the teachers to have a look on any course materials or subject related materials that is uploaded by the college. You also have, as a teacher, you will be allowed to upload any other materials for your students as well. And you can control the visibility of that material for students too. You can either hide the material once, let's say, the session is over or if the session has not started yet, or you can make the material public for students to view the material. This can be either on course level and it can even go down to subject level as designed by the users. This is an optional module, and if it is not available on your platform yet, you can always reach out to us and we can provide you more details on how this feature works and what would be the cost associated. Next, we have timesheet management. So, as I was talking in the beginning, timesheet management allows you to submit or upload any timesheets that may act as an evidence of the number of hours you have worked as a teacher. If the college or the educational institute requires you to provide a proof or an evidence of the amount of work you have done, or you need to fill up timesheets, then instead of doing it manually, we may want to explore the timesheet management module. On the teacher portal, you will have the ability to record timesheets for not just the lectures, but also for any extracurricular activities that you may have done, for example, excursions or any workshops. You can also upload invoices if you are using any contract services, or if you're providing any contract services. You can also upload invoices for that from the trainer portal and submit timesheets, obviously, for your lectures or classes that you've delivered. And finally, you can also view any submitted timesheets. The timesheets that you submit from the trainer portal will have to be approved and managed by the admins from the admin portal. So the approval part remains from the admin portal solely, but from the trainer portal, you are able to view and add new timesheets. This again is an optional module, and the inquiries can come to us if you would like to explore the feature further. Moving on to our third optional module in the list, we have manage work placement activities. If you have any students as in your class that require traineeship or work placement related activity, manage work placement activities is the right feature to go. This is usually needed when the student is placed with any employer for training or any apprentice experience. So rather than managing a different software altogether to record the traineeship data or managing it manually, it may be easier to just record it on the trainer portal using the work placement activity management. As a teacher, you can add, edit, delete, or view student work placement activities for the class. As you can see in this image here, you can filter out the student list based on the dates provided, and you can also view results for a specific student or all students within those dates. Any work placement activities that are recorded for the students will start to appear in the grid view as shown here. And again, you also have an option to export this data if needed. After the optional modules, let's have a look on the report generation feature, which is available on the teacher portal. Any reports that the teachers can see will be based on the reports that are assigned by the administration users from the admin portal. If the administration users or the admin users have not assigned any reports for the teachers to view, you'll not be able to see the reports here. For example, I'm currently in this screenshot, I'm looking at category offer. That means that offer category reports have been listed to be viewed by teachers. So if you can't see particular reports in your portal, maybe you can reach out to your admin staff and request to make those reports available. Any report that you view, you will also have an option to extract the report, and you can also make those reports favorite. You can add them to your favorite list so that next time it's easier to find the report. So with this, we have covered the key features of the trainer portal, starting from timetable, academic progress management, attendance management, and some optional modules like course materials, timesheet, and work placement activity as well. If you are interested in any of those features to know more about them or have any questions, please feel free to use the chat box. You can also reach out to us later on at support@meshgroup.com.au. I thank you for your participation, and any inquiries can also go to www.meshgroup.com.au, which is our website. Thank you for the session. I hope the session was useful, and we'll allow a few more minutes for everyone to put their questions down in the chat before we end the session. Thank you.